Hey, I'm Red, and today we're finally doing a part 2 to the armor tier list I made a few months ago. If you missed that one, make sure to check it out. I'll put a link on screen and one in the description too so you can easily find it. There's a ton of different armor options in Star Citizen, with more being added every month. So we're going to rank it in a tier list, starting from the very top up in the S category, all the way down to the worst in the F category. For the most part, I'll only be including armor sets that are a full set of the same level armor, so not as much mixing and matching as you can do on your own. But if you want me to make a video on all the best custom sets I can make, let me know in the comments below and by liking this video. So with all the yapping out of the way, it's time to rank the first set of armor. And to start, we have the Morozov Red Alert Heavy Armor set, which is a pretty cool black, grey and red variant of the Morozov armors. I'm not a huge fan of the arm design as it seems a bit puffy and soft compared to the rest, but I do like that the arms are different from left to right, making it unique in a good way. All heavy armors provide a 40% reduction to damage, which is the best you can get. Not the best of the best, but it's definitely up there. So to start things off, this set's going up to the A tier. Now onto the FBL Modified Xenothread Light Armor, which aside from the politics of their name and actions, generally have some really cool variants of armor. From a black base with red accents, and of course their white or light grey logo in the center. All light armor provides a 20% reduction to damage, which is the second lowest, only being better than flight level armors. Even with its color palette, the armor itself is pretty bland and uncreative, so it's getting a spot down in the D tier. From light armor we're going back up to medium, with the ORC or Orc Mark 10 Iceborne Medium Armor. Another good set of Orc Mark 10 with a mix of black and white paint. There's another very similar variant of the same, but this one's the better of the two. And all medium sets currently provide a 30% damage reduction, unsurprisingly putting the medium armor right in the middle. But comparing it to everything else we have coming up, this is going in the B tier. The last type of armor we haven't gone over yet is up, with the Star Kitten Racing Flight Suit Armor, which is technically armor in the same way that wearing a lot of t-shirts is. All flight suits or flight armor sets provide a 10% damage reduction, putting it at the very lowest unless you're EVAing with nothing on. Unsurprisingly, the look of hot pink, blue and white logos is subjective, but it's been done in a pretty lazy way compared to some of the other racing suits, so I won't waste any time putting this one down into the F tier. Next up we have the Pembroke Exploration Heavy Armor set. This bulky padded set is the standard copper color variant of its family. It is unique and gives great heat protection, but it's pretty puffy and over the top, so if you're just using it for its damage protection, there's a lot better heavy armors out there. You also definitely won't get away if you're ever spotted by a player with how big and bright this suit is. Among the rest of the armor sets, it's not terrible, but its main thing is its heat protection. So for now, it's going to go sit at the top of the D tier. Now let's look at the Calico Tactical Light Armor set. This armor is pretty simple to say the least, with a basic smooth black and dark grey color palette. An armor that reminds me of an airsoft player, but with a hint of weird leather mask wearers. It's pretty boring and plain, and only light armor too. So it's going to go down where it belongs in the F tier. Going from boring and plain to something really strange and unique, it's time for the Avis Shrike Medium Armor set. This one really stands out from other armor sets, and it's kinda meant to match the alien species look and design style, with a mix of grey and white, and accents of blue and purple burnt titanium looks around the joints, as well as the ominous red eye-like visors to finish the look. But the bird-looking helmet is a bit much, and it's pretty close to identical to the other variants, so with that in mind, it's gonna get a spot in the B tier. Now going on to another medium set, I'll be looking at the Orc Mark 10 Singularity Armor. And unlike the Calico, this mostly black armor set manages to be subtle in the right ways, with a metallic black base and red accents to complement. The Mark 10 armor just looks so damn good without going over the top and just staying simple. The lights on each piece are a bit of a giveaway as they are on all of them, but this one especially is just so clean, it's going to go up to the A tier. Onto the Arrow Hazard Medium Armor set, that can be bought at pretty much every station ever. This one is a really nice mix of off mustard with a splash of mediocre grey. And in saying that, I hope you got that I was being sarcastic. This suit is a classic in the way that it's old, but not cool. There's way better colours available if you really want to run this set, but what look like pull tabs and tie-down points all over it don't really make sense. I'm gonna get to the point here and send this one straight to the F tier. Next, we're going over the Defiance Desert Camo Heavy Armor set. This heavy set comes in a 2 or 3 tone brown finish, with small bits of black and grey too. Something about its arm armor, which is shared across the ADP Mark IV and other sets, is just one that I really don't like. Its exoskeleton design with its minimal protection and handcuff look. But its colour does make it unique in a good for blending in on Aberdeen kind of way. It's not the worst set ever, but it's definitely not the best, so it's going to get a spot in the C tier. From one heavy set to another, we have the Novikov Ascension Exploration Heavy Armor set, which is definitely an improvement on the original version, and unlike other armor sets which are made up of 4 different parts, plus an undersuit, the Novikov is only made out of 2, being the suit and the helmet. I still don't think it's a very good overall design, and certainly fits with the older sets more than it does the new stuff. But its tinted visor and chromatic finish is pretty cool, so I'll give it a spot in the B tier. Now let's go over a messy Chop Shop style set with the Clash Death Pirate Medium Armor. For such an intense name, it's a little underwhelming the first time you see it, with the dark grey black base colour and brown and chrome metallic accents, and of course the animal skull helmet design. The set is intentionally mismatched, which I'm not personally a huge fan of, but I can respect it being unique and fitting the junk pirate theme perfectly. So we'll be nice and place it up in the A tier. This is the Antium Storm Heavy Armor set. It's got a smooth light and grey colour scheme, with molly webbing all over, which seems a little bit outdated, especially with it being on the thighs. It's super unique physically, but I think it definitely went too far. It's way too bulky and lacks any sense for why it's made the way it is, plus the lights on the core are extremely bright, and give away your position worse than others. The Antium helmet is super cool, but the rest of the pieces are uncoordinated at best. It was popular when it's new, but now it's going down to the D tier where it belongs. Let's take a look at the Arrow Quicksilver Medium Armor set next. And unlike the Arrow Hazard, this one is a much better color mix, with a completely chrome and dark grey metallic finish to it. Even though it still has the odd tie-down points, the color change alone is such a huge improvement, and there's also not a lot of chrome options when it comes to armor. As a really nice simple pick, for now we're going to give it a spot in the middle of the A tier. Next on the list, we've got the Artemex Red Alert Medium Armor set. Now, it might seem like there's some bias here, for obvious reasons, but the Artemex armor is just a really cool, really different set of armor compared to the rest. Before you even start considering the colors and details, it comes with a hood, backlit visor, and cape, which I have mixed feelings on. It's got a ton of unique things going for it, and finishing off with its solid black base and bright red accents that live up to its name, it's going straight into the S tier. And onto the Field Recon Light Armor set, which is physically identical to the FBL modified Xeno armor we looked at previously, minus the cool color scheme of course. It's again a pretty bland and uncreative set of armor, and as much as I like the military green look, I'm not going to waste too much time here, and it's going to go down into the D tier with its Xeno friend. From mentioning the previous Xeno armor, we're going to go to looking at the next one, with the Orc Mark 10 modified Xeno Threat Medium Armor set. And unlike the light version, this one has a nice design, starting on the solid Mark 10 base. But this one's not just a paint job like the others, as well as neck protection too. It adds extra armor plating to the core, as well as these creepy vials and tubes of red liquid on the shoulders and arms. Now, I have no idea what they are, but it's really unique and definitely fits the Xeno gear perfectly. But it is going to join the Artemex up in the S tier. Next up is another variant of the ORC armors, with the Orc Mark 5 Crusader Edition Medium Armor. Unlike the Mark 10, this base armor is pretty mediocre overall. It certainly works, but it's not winning any awards for how it looks. The paint itself for this Crusader Edition is just a flat navy blue with a couple tiny details. The Crusader flight suit is the only thing that really makes it stand out, but it could also be Microtech, or anything else white and blue. It is a slight improvement on the base armor, but it's not going any higher than the C tier. From an older set of security armor, up to a much newer set from the ASD facilities, we have the Corbeau Smolder Heavy Armor set, with a tried and true black and red mix. It would be good on paper, especially for me, but its boxy and bulky design looks more like painted cardboard. The helmet is the only really cool part, which manages to break it away from the C or even D tier, so it gets dragged up to the B tier. Now for a set I used to run a fair bit, with the ADP Mark IV Woodland Heavy Armor. This set is mostly that classic military green with bits of dark grey, and unlike a lot of the heavy armors, this one's bulk is designed to actually fit the shape of a human, not a marshmallow. Using the same legs and arms as the Defiant sets, it's a bit of a mix as to who made the original, but it's solid even without fancy paints, so it's getting a spot up in the B tier. Up next is a very, very bright one, the Artemex Sunchaser Medium Armor. For fans of the colour purple, and blending in with absolutely nothing, this set is perfect for you. With a mix of pearlescent white and metallic purple pieces, it being on the Artemex armor is its only saving grace. It's definitely not for me, but I can see people who like the colour thinking it's pretty cool. So I'll be generous and put it at the end of the B tier. Onto a special set for the video, we have the only mixed set of armor levels in the tier list. Of course, it's the Morozov Heavy and Arden Light Crusader Edition mashup, with a Morozov helmet, core and legs, to join with the Arden arms. This set is super popular and with good reason, with a super unique, almost Clone Wars style helmet, along with the light arms which surprisingly match the size of the rest of the armor pretty well. It might not give you the most protection overall, but it is one of the coolest sets in game, so unsurprisingly, it's getting a spot up in the S tier. From super cool to a little bit more simple, it's time to look at the Arden Rhyme light armor set now. With its simple colour scheme of black and varying shades of grey, it's nothing special, but like any good set, the base armor is the key. Visually it's a nice looking set, and one of the better looking light armor sets there is. If it had a few more unique colours or designs to it, it'd definitely be higher, but for now this one's going to the top of the C tier. For the second last set of armor in the video, we have probably the ugliest one there's ever been, and that's the ADP and Bala multi-paint heavy armor. They say taste is subjective, but anyone who wears this mix of armor should be sent straight to Klesher. With random colours of the Bala helmet, and the same lack of brain cells for the core, arms and legs. I honestly should have made a new tier below F for this one, but it managed to cling on at the very, very bottom of the F tier. And for the very last set in this tier list, it's time for the Dust Up Tactical Medium Armor to close us out. This one again is mostly matte black and dark grey. Both the helmet and core look like semi-modern gear that you'd find at any airsoft event. It does have unique arms with only one piece of armor on the left shoulder, giving it a couple extra points. But as it's so simple with nothing really standing out, it's getting the final spot down in the D tier. So with everything locked in and definitely impossible to move around, let me know what you'd change about this tier list. And also what armor sets you'd like to see ranked next in the comments below. Remember to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.